Good morning and welcome back. We are going to get started on week 3, day 1 of language arts. We are going to go to page 17 to find out what we're doing for day 1. So phonological awareness, we're going to go to find specific sounds. That activity is located on page 46. So let's go find out what we need to do for find specific sounds. Have your child and other family members listen for words with a specific sound in family conversations or on television and radio programs, such as words that start with the S sound or that end with the K sound. Have your family members share their heard words and list them on a piece of paper. So as your kids are watching the television with you or listening to the radio, have them listen to B sounds. For example, there is a baby bump on that pregnant lady. The baby will be a boy. So every time they hear the B sound for today, have it write it down. That is for phonological awareness today. For phonics, you're going to do beginning sounds, and that's on page 49. Beginning sounds. Parents, you're going to say, let's think of some words that start with the same sound. I'll say the first ones, and we'll see if you can think of a color word that starts with the same sound. We're going to say pig, penguin, porcupine. Ask your child to repeat your words before supplying another one. Then ask, what sound do these words start with? And they should say P. You may have to exaggerate the beginning sound until your child gets the idea. Then ask, what is the color word that begins with the same sound? Pink, purple. Repeat with other beginning sounds. So how about let's do a practice with it. Alright, so mango, Monday, medicine. What do all of these words have in common? The sound. Now name a color word that starts with For example, maroon. Parents and students, you're going to work on that at home. Now going back to week 3 on language arts, you are going to read Can You See in the Dark? That's on page 83. After you finish reading that book, you're going to talk to your students about what did they learn in the book. What's something they learned? It could be a fact. After that, have the students draw and write about what was learned and encourage them to draw and write about more than one thing. So let's go to page 83 to read the book, Can You See in the Dark?
Can you see in the dark? Can you see in the dark? Do you need light to see? To find the answer, you need evidence. And the only way to get the evidence you need is to find a place that's completely dark with no light at all. Think of some dark places. Can you see in those places? You can find your way to the bathroom after bedtime without turning on a light. You can see empty seats in a dark movie theater. But are those places completely dark? Is there any light there at all? To find out whether you need light to see, you have to find a place with no light. None. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Think of a movie theater. You walk in after the movie starts. It is hard to see, but you can still find a seat. You can see a little bit. Is there any light in the theater? What do you observe? You may see little light bulbs on the floor next to the seats. Behind you, you can see light coming from the movie projector. Light does not just float around, it has to come from somewhere. A place where light comes from is called a light source. The light bulbs on the floor are a light source. The movie projector is also a light source. Even though the movie theater seems dark, there is some light. The theater is not completely dark. You don't have the evidence you need yet. To find out whether you need light to see, you have to find some place darker to observe. You walk out of the theater. It is a rainy night. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? On the walk home, you notice light from many sources. Streetlights, car headlights, and the glowing sign at the gas station. You can see, but that is not evidence that you can see in the dark. It is nighttime, but it is not completely dark. Think of a darker place. You can go camping in the middle of the woods, where there are no streetlights or headlights. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? Yes, the campfire is a source of light. Your flashlight is a source of light too. When the fire goes out and you turn off the flashlight, it gets much darker. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? Look up in the sky. What do you observe? Up there are thousands of light sources. The stars. Even in the middle of the forest at night, it is not completely dark. You cannot get the evidence you need to answer your question here. Back at home, your bedroom may seem completely dark when you turn off the lights. Can you see? Maybe you see a glass of water on the table next to your bed. Maybe you can count the stripes on your bedspread. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? You see some light from a street light and from the neighbor's house coming through the window. Your room is not completely dark after all. Being able to see in your bedroom at night is not really evidence that you can see in the dark. Can you imagine a place that is completely dark with no light from any source? You crawl under your bed. You remember how dark it was under there when you played hide and seek. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? In a few seconds, you start to see things. You can see a sock that has been missing for a month. Does this mean you can see in the dark? You look around. Light from the neighbor's house and the street light outside your window is also getting under your bed. You have to find some place darker. You scramble into your closet and shut the door. Yes, you think. I found a place that is completely dark. No light is getting in here from any source. You can just barely see your hand if you hold it in front of your face. Is it completely dark? Can you find any light? You notice a crack under the door where light from outside is getting in. You still don't have the evidence you need. You still cannot prove whether or not you need light to see. A few days later, you go on a field trip to a cave. The tour guide leads you into the cave. It is dark in here, really dark. Deep in the cave, there is no light from the sun. This may be the perfect place to test whether you can see in the dark. The tour guide is talking about how caves are formed, but you are wondering how dark the cave could get. You finally get a chance to ask. The tour guide says, "I'll show you. I'm going to turn off the lights for a minute." She turns off the lights and everything is black. You look around for sources of light, but you do not see any. In fact, you cannot see anything at all. Just to be sure, you wait. And wait, but you never see anything. A smile crosses your face. None of your classmates can see the smile, even though they're standing right in front of you. Still, you know the smile is there because you can feel it. You finally have the evidence you need. You have found a place that is completely dark. There is no light from any source. It is completely dark and you cannot see in the dark. If you can see anything, it is because of light. You need light to see. Alright, we finished with our 2 activities and our books. So that means we are done with day 3. day 1 of week 3. Let's move on to math. I am on math, week 3, day 1. And I'm on page 31. We're going to get started on day 1. So parents, you're going to do word problem 11. That's going to be on page 181. You're going to help the students understand how to answer the word problem. Remember, all the answers and the examples is there, so you can see how to solve the problem. After that, you're going to work on problem set 11, that's on page 210. So let's get started on page 181, word problem, lesson 11. Word problem 11. Nicholas bought 9 green apples and 7 red apples. Sophia bought 10 red apples and 6 green apples. Sophia thinks she has more apples than Nicholas. Is she right? So let's go ahead and get started. So Nicholas, he has 9 green apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 7 red apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's find out the total that Nicholas has. So here's 9, here's 7. I'm going to steal 1 because I needed 1 more to make 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So because I took 1 away from the 7, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 plus 6, Nicholas has 16. Let's find out how many Sophia has. So Sophia has 10 red apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She also has 6 green apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So because I already have my 10, I'm not going to steal anything from anyone. So 10 plus 6 equals 16. So who has more? Who has less? Well, actually, it's the same. Nicholas has 16. Sophia has 16. So no one has more. They are the same. Page 181 with problem 11. Let's move on to page 210. I'm sorry. Yes, 210. And you're going to work on these. It is questions 3 and 4. Only 3 and 4. It is on page 211. Only on these 2 questions. After that, you're done for week 3, day 1. Last subject of the day, week 3, day 1 of science and social studies. You're going to learn all about butterflies today. So first, you're going to read the butterflies background information where you can find that on page 306. After that, say to your child, imagine you are a butterfly. Draw or write a story about your life. So let's move on to page 306. To learn more about butterflies. Parents, this is what you're going to read to them first. It's all about butterflies and some background information about them. Then after, stay tuned for the butterflies brain pop video that I have for you. And it's all about butterflies. After that, you're going to go back to cross off week 3, day 1. And I will see you again tomorrow.
Check it out. It's a butterfly. Don't worry, Moby. It's not going to hurt you. What are butterflies? Butterflies are a type of insect, like ants and beetles. Butterfly bodies have 3 main parts: thorax and abdomen. And like insects, they also have 3 pairs of legs and 2 antennas. Butterflies use their antennas to smell for food. They drink the nectar of different flowers. They have a special body part called a proboscis, which is like a long straw butterflies use to drink. How do butterflies stay safe? Butterflies have 2 pairs of wings that are covered in tiny scales. They can be really colorful and have cool patterns. Some butterflies use their bright colors to warn that they're poisonous. Other butterflies fool predators by looking like poisonous butterflies, even though they're not. Others use camouflage and hide in their environment to stay safe. Some butterflies have dark colors on one side, but when they open their wings, they're really colorful. This surprises predators and scares them away. Cool, a caterpillar. How do butterflies grow and change? A life cycle describes how living things grow and change. Adult female butterflies lay their eggs on leaves and other places. Different butterflies lay their eggs on different plants. Many butterflies lay eggs on plants that will be food for their young. When an egg hatches, a larva crawls out. Right, Moby. The larva is called a caterpillar. Caterpillars can be colorful and have different patterns. Some caterpillars are even hairy. The caterpillar eats and eats to grow. It even sheds its skin as it gets bigger. Some caterpillars are really tiny, but others are really big. Then the caterpillar changes into a pupa, which is also called a chrysalis. Not all caterpillars spin cocoons. Some moth caterpillars spin a cocoon around them and turn into a pupa inside. But butterfly caterpillars do not make cocoons. The pupa goes through metamorphosis. It can take a few days or even a few weeks. During metamorphosis, the pupa grows wings and goes through other big changes to become an adult. Adult butterflies and moths look a lot different from caterpillars. Some butterflies migrate and travel for many miles so they can lay their eggs in warmer or drier places. There are many different kinds of butterflies around the world. I like observing butterflies in our community and keeping track of what I see. There's really nothing to be afraid of, Moby. I think it likes you.